All hear me? All good? All right. Appreciate you coming out. Today we're talking about Alice's Adventures in Wonderland and how that's going, and the what we're about to see in 2026. So let me start off by saying and giving some updates about Alice's Adventures in Wonderland. We're now at about halfway done. Um, we probably need another 5 months to 5 to 6 months to end the series. So it means that we're probably looking at the end timeline of Alice somewhere around the end of March. Um, so we're about 3.5 months over schedule. Um, so what we're trying to do also, because everybody's aware that we had some issues with the toppers, the vendor who made them, unfortunately had some issues, went a little bit under, did a restart, and we shipped out some games without toppers. Um, at this stage, we're getting more toppers in than we ship out games. So it means that almost every game that goes out right now is being shipped with a topper. The only issue we have is that because the toppers was never intended to be shipped outside of the game, we do have toppers in stock right now, but we have to find a good box for them um, so they can be shipped to you from our manufacturing plant. So we hope to get that shipped out in a couple of weeks. We'll be probably shipping those direct to every customer. Um, so that's the update about Alice. Um, we also know that we offered a refundable deposit if your game was late on 1st of January 2026, um, and you're still eligible to get that. By the end of the seminar, um, because, the people who believed in Alice, I think, are very important for DPX and for Dutch Pinball itself. So, in the end of the seminar, I have a token of appreciation for everybody who believed in me and us. And I will announce that on the end of this seminar. Um, my idea was to probably announce and launch a new game today. But because of, Alice is for me the main focus and our main goal. And I don't want to give people the feeling, wow, so you're jumping on a new game while we're still waiting on the old one. Um, that said, I do want to share what the future is for DPX and Dutch Pinball going forward in 2026. So I'm here to announce that the next game from DPX will be Retro Atomic Zombie Adventureland, short for Raza. Um, the game has been. Some people are familiar with the game. It has a history like Alice had a history. Um, what I like that it's DPX stands for exclusive, and when I done Alice, 500 was always for my taking a little bit too much. Um, and I believe that if you're part of the DPX family, you should have something that's rare. So also, I'm going to announce the numbers that we're going to make. It's 333 units, so 333. Um, it will. Everybody can probably remember the infamous pin bar that was on the game. It was a touchscreen that has been removed. The game is looks like an Alice in the lineup, but we moved the so-called pin bar into the apron itself. So we made a custom screen almost to the width of the apron, and it doesn't have a touchscreen anymore. But you control with the flipper buttons when you go into Atomic Shop or you're buying stuff in there. You use your flippers to control all that. Of course, we will have the Wonder Reels of Light that were also on the Alice game on the sides with some new phrases on it, some new light shows. You can expect, of course, the top or the sculpts that we did on Alice. I will try to implement it as much as we can into the Raza game. Um, the Raza game also comes with a topper, and I made a decision to have the topper sold separately from the game. Why did I do it? Because of the tariff situation. and the Euro $2 conversion. Um, Unfortunately, the games in the US have become more expensive. We already, it was 15%. We already said, you know what we're going to do? We're taking the 5% hit. And if you want to pay the 10%, that's something we got to do. It's an interactive and animatronic topper. So it's fully movable. It does some crazy things. The topper is available to order with the game, and it's only available to order. So if you don't order the topper with your game, we will never build that topper anymore. So there's no chance you get to buy a topper on the market. But I give a chance to people when they think, you know what, I don't need the topper and I still need a little bit of entry level price, then we will get that sorted. The full announcement of that game for showing it will probably be around February, March. That's also where we're getting to the timeline of um, of finishing Alice, and then we're probably trying to see if we can launch Raza on the assembly line at the 1st of June or May, June, somewhere around there. Um, if you're interested in the game, you can go to the distributors in the U.S. or in Europe, wherever you are, or probably set you up on the interest lists. But we won't take any orders or pre-orders or whatsoever until the game is shown until February, March. So that's about the DPX game coming up. Um, I come back to something that, like I said in the beginning, I truly believe and I fully respect everybody, who bought their Alice. And I think they were the future of the company. So my thank you for everybody who bought their Alice, even if the people were waiting on a pre-order now, I would advise you to buy the game because it's a great game. Um, and I'm going to do something very, very special for these people. We all know, with all respect, that we as DPX and Dutch Pinball, we don't make thousands of games a year because we can't. Um, and if we ramp up right now, we will be into a gap into our next game. So, with that said, is that being on a waiting list for a new upcoming game that can be potentially be pretty big. Um, so I'm here today to announce that everybody who bought their Alice got it delivered or have your pre-order, and so your name is on the how do you say it, on the bill from your distributor. I will grant you to be the first of the 500 people that are eligible to get the next future Dutch pinball title. It means that everybody probably already knows that that is something very good because it means that you don't have to wait, with all due respect, years on the next Dutch pinball title. And I'm not doing it on Alice to Raza because Raza is only 333 units. But this is something to say a thank you, believe in us, and this is what we want to do for you guys. So that said, that brings us to probably, if you see on their timeline, with a little bit of hope, you're also probably will see the next Dutch pinball title around this time next year. Um, that also, there's not much more information needed. You all now know our timelines. Um, if you have any questions, fire. It's pretty empty here. Everybody can sit here.
works.
I,
I think it works. So you're saying that even if we didn't get in on the Alice, if we got in on Raza, that we would be on that 500?
no,
Oh,
everybody who got in on their Alice
okay.
and don't back out. I don't. So for me, I don't care if you bought a pre-order spot from somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
If you paid in full and get your game delivered, one of the 500, your name is on that invoice. You're eligible to be the first one on the pre-order list for the next future Dutch Pinball title, and also to be just the first one to get it shipped to you.
Okay. That doesn't apply to Raza then.
No,
Okay.
because Raza is something else, and it makes it very difficult because Raza has less numbers and all that stuff.
Okay.
So I just wanted to focus on getting it next to there.
I came in about 30 seconds late, so I might have missed it. I do have a pre-order for Alice, and I don't know if you gave a timeline on that.
Yes.
Where are we at with that timeline?
So we're now we're halfway done with the Alice builds. We're doing about 40 to 45 a month, and the end timeline now is it for all 500 is around the end of March. So we're about 3 months overdue, and we know that. And about the topper situation, I don't know if you were in here there. So almost every game that goes out now got a topper, and we are getting more and more toppers in every week. So the only thing that sets us back at this moment to ship out anybody who doesn't have a topper is we have to create a box for that topper because we never intended to have it shipped without a game. So now we're just getting ready to get that box done and then getting them sent over. It depends. It all depends on the timeline. But what we try to do is we get batches. So it means that let's say 10 games are done. We're try to save them up to about 30 games because it saves a lot of shipping costs. And we don't ship by container. We always ship by plane. So yeah, we make a little bit of groups to do so. Okay.
Melvin, I've got a slew of questions right here for you. And I'm going to
Oh.
throw them at you. I didn't even tell you I had these. But these are from an owner of your Alice, recent owner. So
Okay.
here we go. How much more code is planned for the game, like animations, callouts, etc.?
So on code and callouts, I try to implement as much as I can. So every week still try to work on it. It's not like we're doing a new game we're abandoning. So you can see more code updates throughout the months to come.
Are they putting in a mode for doing the 5-story modes before having to collect everything for lighting the Queen of Hearts?
Sorry, you get that?
Yeah, I know. I don't know the game very well either. Are they putting in a mode for doing the 5-story modes before having to collect everything for lighting the Queen of Hearts?
Um, like side quest or something, or
I don't
because
know, man.
I don't understand. Didn't you do the game? No.
Yeah.
No, so yeah, we of course yeah, no, you have to get all the wonder letters, all the modes to get I were the problem was I was thinking about maybe making the wizard mode maybe easier or more accessible or just you can start it off in a game, but the reason I didn't do it because most of the times you want to experience the wizard mode and everybody who's been there and got to the game is like, okay, I done it, man. Okay, was that it? And then the fun goes away from the game. So I'm just trying to see what I can do with the different modes and all the wizard stuff coming up.
All right. Is there going to be a mode for collecting all of the suits?
No, so the suits you collect outside of a mode. So you collect them by completing certain shots. So it's not a mode per se on itself. It's while you're traveling Wonderland, you just collect all the suits.
Okay.
And now on the code update, because I don't know if everybody has the update yet, but now on the new update, it has a screen and it tells you in which directions now the suits are located, so you can find them. Because in the beginning, they were never to be found because the information screen wasn't there, so it was pretty hard to find the suits anyway. But now it's much easier to locate.
All right. Is there going to be a mode for collecting all Wonders letters?
No, not planned.
All right. Why does the pocket watch screen sometimes go back to the screen with smoke around the edges instead of showing what suits to be collected still?
That's probably a bug.
All right. Why does the skill shot get canceled out when made but don't show if you had cat lit for story mode or adventure?
In what way? Because so the skill should get canceled out if you hit the rollover or pub bumper.
Hmm. So, I mean, I'm just going by.
Okay, no,
Okay.
no, that's fine.
Yeah.
He's torturing me.
He's a
He
new
likes that.
buyer. He's
Yeah.
excited. He loves the game, but he just wanted to get some questions answered. Are we going to get a better animation for Midnight Madness? Just a black
Yes. No, no, no. So it's at this stage, it's called a placeholder. We're still working on a status screen, and so that's what I said. We're updating all that stuff in the upcoming months.
All right. Is Tweedledee and Tweedledum going to be put into the game as some type of mode?
It was on a planning, and we didn't put it in, so I don't know if it's coming back. At this stage, I would say no.
Okay. I think I'm done now. That's good.
Really? Oh, okay.
Anybody else have deep questions?
Yeah, I came in a tad late, so could you recap the whole topper situation? Are they being drop
Yep,
shipped?
no problem. So, almost most of the games shipping out right now got a topper. We are getting more toppers in than we ship out games. The only thing, so we're now anticipating to getting everybody their topper shipped. The only problem that we have is that the topper was never intended to be shipped outside the game. So we have to find the rugged bugs and everything that to so your topper gets to you in one piece. That's the thing that's a little bit the setback right now, but probably in the next few weeks they will be shipping out.
Just a follow-up question. It was mentioned Raza. Was there an announcement for Raza?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So Raza just got announced. With the focus is that Alice is our most important thing. You know, a lot of people still wait under Alice, so we're not doing a full official reveal until probably February, March, because then is where we end the line for Alice for the 500 units. But I already wanted to let people know what the timeline is going to be for 2026. So the next game coming up is going to be Raza. Yes.
So that's on your website, the Raza game?
Sorry?
The Raza game is on your DPX website?
No.
Oh,
It will be a full reveal on February, March.
okay.
It's going to be, sorry?
What theme is that? I never heard of that.
Retro Atomic Zombieland Adventureland? No? Okay. It's a game a lot of history. Yeah, you can write a book about it.
So I'll Google it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's by the way, it's 333 units.
Right. Okay. And there's no announcement of what the theme was going to be on your next machine in a year.
I just said something about that. So it's Raza, and we'll probably see the future Dutch Pinball title somewhere around this time next year.
Right.
No.
Yes. So, in regards to those of us that do know what Retro Atomic Zombie Adventureland is, and those of us who did get a chance to play it, I mean, can you elaborate by chance on any kinds of upgrades or
Yeah.
anything that you've done?
So the game was the game was rebuilt from the ground up based on the whole DPX systems, and so we made some geometry tweaks to the game because I know for a certain fact that especially the ramps didn't work. A lot of rejects. There was a ramp on the right side that was there for air, for nothing. If you just get a rejected ball, it just bounces it up there. So I added some magnets to it. So the when you shoot it, it grabs it and it chucks it back the other way. So there's a lot of stuff. On the outside, you probably won't see it that much, but we did a lot of stuff that's making it much better.
I have a question. Are you going to complete the trilogy of John Papaduke's dreams, Alice, Raza, and Magic Girl?
To be honest, Magic Girl, I think that deserves a remaster, sort of say. But it's in my mind. But the problem with Magic Girl is there's so much that needs to be fixed on that game. It's for now it's Alice, Raza, Dutch Pinball title, and then we'll see if there's any chance. If there's any chance, I would probably love to do it, but we'll see.
The price went up, and that wasn't your fault. If somebody has a deposit and they just can't swing the higher price, are they going to be let out of their deposit?
Yes. And it also means that everybody who lets their pre-order spot go for Alice, um, they will never be eligible for the first 500 on the next game. But I understand the problem, and I also understand. I hear some people say, "Yeah, but I gotta deal with my distro for a certain price," you know. But I think nobody in here, nobody in Europe, nobody wanted this, and I think we gotta give and take a little bit. And I know pinball is getting expensive, and I feel sorry if you have to let the pre-order go because it's too expensive. Um, but you're eligible for to get a full refund by 1st of January 2026.
Hi, Melvin. This is great news. As you know, I've been in on these games for over 10 years. I was in on both of these with J-Pop, and I've seen a lot of history with this. But last year I talked to you, and you said that you have all the IP from Deeproot, and you said that you weren't going to do Raza. What changed your mind?
Well, I said I wouldn't do Razas because I first wanted to launch Alice, and I wanted to, Alice was already controversial. It was a hit and miss because there was a lot of negativity around it, and then, um, you know, I think we proved with Alice that we can pull something off that's better. We deliver the games, and at one point I was like, you know what? A lot of people ask me about Raza and can you do this or can you do that? And I was at one point, look, if I can make it better and I can give people what they want, why wouldn't I do it? Yeah.
So going back to the Raza thing, with regards to code, because a lot of the code was based on Steve Bowden's code. Is it all being revamped, redone?
No. So the code from Bowden is almost intact. We did some tweaking, but all the animations, like in Deeproot, um, that's still there. David Thiel's audio package is still there. And what a lot of people don't know, they were pretty far into releasing the game because people probably saw it in 2020, but they worked into about 21. So the code was a lot more experienced by then. Um, One extra thing, because everybody know that Deeproot used the white screens, on the Raza game, we do use a new speaker panel that fits into the lineup of the Dutch pinball library, but it's got to have the widescreen because to rewrite all the animations, what they've done, it would have set us back another year. So it's easier for us to just implement the best things about it and just go with it. But we are adding because we are adding magnets to the game and some other stuff for the light shows. So we are basically just adding and hacking some stuff to make that work.
And as far as the price point,
At this point, I cannot say anything about it. It's what I can say is it's probably going to be a little bit more expensive than Alice. You get a limiter, much more limited game, and the topper is an option on the game that also takes the value of the game a little bit back for the entry. Like I said, you can order the game with the topper or without, but if you order it without the topper, we will never build that topper for you again.
is the topper the same as the one that was on the Deep Roof version, or is it something new entirely?
No, it's an interactive topper with the game, and it moves. So it's not a flat plastic. Yeah, it was just three light bulbs, just like the yeah. No.
Yeah, I was just wondering what is the price increase on Alice? I did.
So the price
Yeah.
increase, so it was I think 15%, and the problem is we sell the game in euro to the distributor, also in the U.S. And unfortunately, the dollar at this point to the euro, the dollar is worth less, so it's creeping up. And also with the 15% of the tariffs going up, we said the distributor and Dutch will take the 5%, but the game can now be, I don't know, 12 or 13, but it can also be in a week. It can be 13.1 because of the fluctuation of the euro to dollar conversion and when they bought it. So it's yeah, it's just every day is different.
And is there a way to find out where in the queue we are?
I was asked the same question yesterday, and the problem is we don't know because we don't know what your distributor sold you at what point, what number you are, and when we ship out a batch to a distributor, we give them the serial numbers, so we know exactly which number went to what person. But I don't know on what number you are right now. You could be 499, or you could be maybe on the next shipment, or maybe this shipment. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
And I think the only way to figure that out is to call the distributor. Unfortunately.
Okay. Thank you.
Repeat customer. So, in regards to aesthetics on Raza,
Yes.
a lot of us know what the cabinet the Deep Root had. Will this be in a standard DPX or Dutch cabinet?
Yes. Same cabinet as Alice. Also the Wonder Rails with the lights and everything. So it will be exact the same.
Okay.
So no floating back boxes, crazy stuff. You will have just a normal looking game.
Okay. And continuing on with aesthetics, we know that Alice looks as sexy as it does because of Lior and the sculpts.
Mm-hmm.
Will we be getting the same inside of Raza when it comes to Lior? Will we be seeing new sculpts compared to what we were offered in Deep Root?
Yes, of course we remade some sculpts that they already had. We tweaked them, and also we added a lot of stuff. But with Alice, what the thing was, Alice didn't have any. I always said no more flat plastics and all sculpts. The thing with Raza was because of the many ramps and all the layers they put. Um, I tried to do as much sculpts in there as possible, but there will also be times that I have to choose. Okay, here's got to be a plastic because if I also, I can cram a few $100s worth of sculpts under a ramp which you will never see and hike up the price. So I have to find a sweet spot, but wherever I can fit a sculpt, I will do it.
All right.
You want one? You want a coin box or just a sculpt? Oh, okay.
I guess we're out of questions.
If anybody got any questions, I will be at the expo, just walking around. If somebody have any questions that pops up later, just tap me on the shoulder. I'm more than happy to talk you over. That
Okay.
concludes
Thank you
it.
very much, Melvin
right.
Brouwer-Williams.
Thank you for being.